Hey, awesome kids! Miss McGuire here again. We have our last ELA video for today. Finishing our unit on writing summaries. We may return to this later on, but this is the last one for the week on writing summaries. Now, let's say our objective together. I can write a summary with details. All right, what are those essential questions? How do you write a summary and what important parts do you need? Remember, you are like the little reporter, making sure that you are telling everything in a short and easy way to follow for people. So it's like, can you retell the story? Sure. And then you say it and write it. Okay, so just like you're a little reporter, writing all about the story that you read. Okay, so we're going to return back to that same Google Slides that we've been working with all week. This one is all about Gila monsters. I am not going to reread that story for you, but if you go to your slides or if you go back to my video from Tuesday, you can hear me read it to you if you would like to hear it again. But we are going to go back to this slide where you have seen your, remember it's like a book where you have all of the little pieces that you've been working on and building on and building on and building on and building on, and now to the final thing of writing our summary. So we are going to go over all the things we've done, and then we're going to take this and write it into a summary. So we have done the SAAC method for writing it: stated, assign it, action, and completed. So we have stated, said in the text, the Gila monster, okay? National Geographic Kids explains all about Gila monsters. That's our first sentence, okay? Then we have gone on and we have made 3 important details. Now your details, I challenged you yesterday to make details that are different than mine. But if you chose the same ones, that's totally fine too, because this is all new and we're just working on this and figuring it all out. So if you found some other interesting details, you can have those on here too, but make sure you have those transition words of first, next, and last. So first, they have bead-like scales on their bodies. Next, they have a thick tongue that looks like a fork. And last, Gila monsters eat eggs, rabbits, and squirrels. So we're going to go on now to the next part. This is it, boys and girls. Everyone say, I'm amazing. I made it. All right, so we are going to write your summary, okay? I'm moving my face around here. I'm going to escape here so that we can get back to it. When you're if you guys want to test that out, if you're in the present mode, you cannot type anything, okay? So make sure you're out of the present mode and you're into where you can see your entire book of slides here, and you can see your work and your progress. And now today we're going to do the final thing, and that is writing our summary. So this is working on that copy and pasting skills again. Okay, so we're going to go back to slide number 2. Everyone say slide 2. All right, I'll wait till you get there. Going to slide 2. Now this you may want to do with me. So you can open another tab by pressing this plus sign at the top and get to your Google Classroom. Once you're in the Google Classroom and you have your SAAC top sentence and summary open, then you can type along with me and do it with me. You just pause me, click pause, and then you can go to your other window back and forth like this just by clicking on the top of it. Pretty cool. But again, if you want to find that article, it's written by the National Geographic Kids Company. You can click on that link here. You just click it and it will pop up this little thing right here. You could click on those blue words and you can reread that story as many times as you want because it is actually really, really interesting. I always love learning about new animals. So here we go. If you've got me open up in one window and your document in the other, then this is going to work the best. So, all right, so we are here, and now I want you to go to slide 2. Everyone click on slide 2. Then pause me. Okay. Now that you're on slide 2, I want you to click your cursor at the bottom, the very last bottom sentence. Okay, you're clicking right after the period, and you're making it blink right there. Do you see it blinking, the cursor? Now you're going to click and hold and drag your mouse upwards. Oh no, I took too much and that's okay. Look, I went too far, so I just take it back a little bit and I stop. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use your snake click. Doesn't it look like two snake things? Okay, so snake click or right click, and you're going to can't talk this morning. You're going to click copy, okay? Now you're going to go down, scroll down with your mouse. You can either scroll down with two fingers, your snake fingers, or you can scroll down by pressing this down here using your mouse, okay? We're going to scroll down to where it says summary, my summary. The yellow box is number 6, page number 6 of your book here. You're going to click where it says add to click text. Did you see that? Click to add text. You're going to click right there so your cursor knows where to type. Remember, if it's here, it has no idea where to type. Click there to make it blinking and make your whole box light up blue. Look at that. Woo! Okay, now you're going to click right click and you're going to click paste. Okay, paste. And look, you have your first topic sentence. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so now we're going to go to slide number 4, everyone. Go to slide 4 and click on it. Okay, once you're at slide 4, what you're going to do is you're going to click your cursor at the end of, if you see that little arrow, don't touch on the arrow, just go right next to underneath of that. If you click on the arrow, it's going to change what your box looks like, and we don't need to do that right now. We're going to click right underneath of that arrow, and we're going to click right here by the period. If you click that box, it's okay, just click somewhere else on here. So watch. I click that box, and I'm just going to click somewhere else on my slide to get that box to go away. Not a big deal, boys and girls. Now you're going to click at the end of your cursor right here, and I would move my mouse a little bit down from that arrow box because then you're going to have that other thing popping up again. And it's going to get real annoying. So see how my mouse is going down from the arrow, but we're still at the end, and we're going to click and we're going to drag it across. Then we're going to snake click or right click, and then we're going to click copy it. And then we're going to go right here, and we're going to put our cursor at the end so it's blinking. Then we're going to click right click again, 2-finger click, and we're going to click paste. Now it's okay that the words are different and the font is different. That's okay if that happens. See how my words are bigger here and those ones are smaller. At the end, I will show you some ways to fancy up your summary. So don't worry about what the font looks like right now. We just want to get all our words right here on this page. So now we're going to go back here, click our mouse on our cursor right here at the end of that period. We're going to click down with our thumb, or if you're using a touchpad, or with your finger on the left click, and we're going to drag it up, and we're going to 2-finger right click it and copy it. Oh, good thing I didn't click paste. And then we're going to go back here, and we're going to go to the end, make it blinking, and then we're going to right click again, and we're going to click paste. Okay, you should be getting pretty good at that copying and pasting by now. And one more time, let's go back to page 4. We're going to click at the end. We're going to use our finger to drag it up if we're using a touchpad. Now make sure you're using the left click when you're doing this. Do not right click it. If you right click it, it's going to bring up this. We don't need that until everything is highlighted. Now also copy and paste does not work if it's not highlighted. So if it's not highlighted, it's not going to copy it. Copy, because again, it goes back to, it does not know what you want to copy, okay? You got to basically tell the computer what you want it to do, and then you're going to go paste. Now you have your entire summary, and it's done. But now you can turn it in like this, and I don't care whether your font is small or big or different size or whatever. It just means your words just need to be here. Or you can take it further and make it a little bit fancier. So I like making things fancy. It's totally up to you if you're up for this challenge, this next challenge, okay? And I'm going to reread it, make sure it sounds good, make sure I have everything in order. In the text, Gila Monster, in the text, Gila Monster, we're going to put another comma right here after Gila Monster. National Geographic Kids explains all about Gila monsters. First, they have bead-like scales on their bodies. Next, they have a thick tongue that looks like a fork. And last, Gila monsters eat eggs, rabbits, and squirrels. Beautiful summary. It's very short. It has the things in order. Now let's look for some important parts of our summary writing. Make sure you started with a capital letter and you ended with a period for all 4 of your sentences. Next, make sure that your article is underlined. Gila Monster should be underlined here. We're not going to underline Gila Monster down here because that's not the title. We're not talking it as the title. We're just telling about it as the animal. Okay. So we're only underlining this one because it's the title. And then make sure you have National Geographic Kids is capitalized because it is a company. All right, so now we have all of that. You can turn it in right here or you can make it fancy. Now, here's some things to make it fancy. So you're going to click at the end and we're going to make sure our cursor has highlighted the entire thing. Now, be careful if you accidentally press delete. Don't worry. Remember that button that I showed you, the magical button, undo. You're going to press undo and don't freak out because it's all back. Magic. Okay, so now we're going to click on some things to make it fancy. So first I want to make that font the same for my entire text or my entire summary. See how it's different for both of those. So I'm going to pick a font that I like, and you guys can be creative. This is your summary. Pick whatever font you like. So down here, I'm going to show you how I did that again. So up at the top, you have all of your tools. Okay, we use the underline tool in it, and we have not used any of the other tools right now, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So you can click on here, and right here, if it doesn't have any labels on it, it's usually the long one right here. But remember, again, if you click on a button and you want to know what it does, underneath it will pop up a bubble that will tell you what it is for. So we're going to go over here to the middle. It's right above here, and it says font. Font is what your words look like. It's like kind of like the handwriting for your story or your summary. So we're going to go here, and I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to make it all look like this. I kind of like that dark look. And then we're going to go here to the next one. Right next to font is your size. It says under there, the bubble. Do you see that? Where it says font size. Now you're going to click on the little arrow, and that little arrow will bring you down to the size. Now, probably around 18 might be pretty good. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and go up 1. And when you're doing this, I would just go up 1 at a time instead of going like crazy because look, 72 is huge. Don't worry, when you highlight it, you can bring it back down to about 24. 18 to 24 is probably a good size for your text for making sure it fits in that box. And now one more thing to make it fancy is you could add a color. Now these 2 buttons are different. They both have colors on them, but they do different things. This one makes the background for the box. So this box already has a background of a pretty yellow color. We don't need to change that, but you can. I'm giving you the option of changing the color of the font. You can go here and change whatever color font you want to have. And then it doesn't look like it changed, but when you click off of it, oh, it did not change. Let's try that again. Oh, that changed the box color. Did you see that? That changed the box color. I'm actually on the wrong section here. So we want to go over here next to bold, italicized, underline, text color. It's going to say text color. My bad on that one, guys. So right over here, after here, if you want to, you're going to start with the font, then the size, then over here, you can go to text color and you can change what color you want it to be. So you can get creative with it. I'm just going to make it this blue color because that matches. And then you have it. There is your summary. And then you can make those words as fancy as you like to. And since I already taught you how to add a picture, if you want to add a picture, this is the last fancy thing that you can do, is right here where it says insert image, you're going to press the little arrow, and you're going to search the web for a Gila monster. And then I'm just going to double click on it, and remember, it's going to make it huge when it brings it into your story. You're going to bring it small by making sure the whole box of your picture is highlighted. See how it is kind of lighting up with a blue box around it. Now there's a couple of things when you're doing a picture. Now this one, see that it looks like a plus sign. It's going to take your entire picture all around. So if you want to move your entire picture, that's what you're going to do. But since our picture is huge, we want to make it smaller by pressing this little arrow thing at the top. So you're going to click it with your left click. Click it. Oh, see, I lost it again. Make sure the arrow looks like this. It's a diagonal line. You're going to click it, and you're going to drag your finger down or drag your mouse down. And there it goes. And I accidentally made it upside down. Now that's okay, because this little circle right here, if you press the plus sign, you can flip it around and make it go back to where it's supposed to be. And it's still, oh, there it is. And you can make it as big or as so it fits, or small. You can make it as small as you want. And you can turn it around. I'm going to show you one more time how to turn it around if you accidentally made it upside down like me. See, when you highlight it, this little thing up at the top of this circle, you can drag it around and make it go sideways, kind of like you're scrapbooking and sticking a picture onto your summary. So those are just a couple ways to make it fancy. That is not necessary, boys and girls. You can totally skip that part if you want to, and just turn in what you've got. Please don't spend all day on this, boys and girls, and just take a little bit of time, about 15-20 minutes to do this. No more than that, boys and girls. Turn in what you got after 15 minutes, okay? We're not spending all day on the computer, okay? Those typing skills and those computer skills will get better as we go along, okay? So you guys are amazing. You did it. You completed now you have an entire summary all about Gila monsters, and you're kind of like a little expert. You can go tell everybody all the cool stuff you learned about Gila monsters. So you're gonna now, after you're done and your summary looks amazing and the way you want it to be, you're gonna go back to my Google Classroom and you're going to click Turn In. If you don't click Turn In, I don't know it's done, okay? And I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. I hope it worked out well. And give yourself a seal of approval already. Good job, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Easter. And we'll see you back on Monday. Bye. Miss you.